excreted product in the elimination. Consider the following four statements and select the option that correctly identifies the true and false. Okay, atrial natriuretic factor can cause vasodilation, dilation of blood vessel, and thereby decreases the blood pressure. Decreases the blood pressure. On an average, 60 to 70 gram of urea is excreted out per day. False. 2 is false. Sebaceous gland eliminates certain substances like NaCl, urea, and lactic acid through sebum. PCT is lined by simple cuboidal brush border epithelium, which increases the surface area for reabsorption. This one is true. False. false true. Okay. Atrial natriuretic factor can cause vasodilation and thereby decreases the blood pressure. Dilate. Increase and decrease, correct. Vasa recta is absent or highly reduced in cortical nephron. Cortical nephron are mainly concerned with concentration of urine. Absent or highly reduced in cortical nephron. Annelids. Okay, protonephridia. Amphioxus 3. 3 co 2 3 co 2. Podocyte filtration slit. Renal calculi crystallized oxalate. Osmoreceptors in the body are activated by change in blood volume. Osmoreceptors, but not body fluid volume. Body fluid volume, but not blood volume. Body fluid volume, blood volume, body fluid volume, and ionic concentration. Osmoreceptors. Diabetes is due to enzyme deficiency, deficiency, hormone deficiency. Dialyzing unit, artificial kidney contains a fluid which is almost the same as plasma except that it has high glucose, high urea, no urea, high uric acid. Glucose, not urea. Which of the following is not correct with respect to human kidney? The peripheral region is called cortex and central is called medulla. Malpighian corpuscle are present in the cortical region, yeah. Blood enters glomerulus through afferent. ना if afferent से होता है, efferent दिया है. The concave part of kidney is called hilum. An artificial kidney dialysis fluid contains nitrogenous paste. Reabsorption of useful substances from glomerular filtrate occurs in. Reabsorption of useful substance from glomerular filtration occurs in. Which of the following is reabsorption of useful substance from glomerular filtration occurs? Which one of the following statement related to the excretion by human kidney is correct? Descending limb of loop of Henle is impermeable to water. Not. Distal convoluted tubule is incapable of. Nearly 99% of glomerular filtration is reabsorbed by the renal tubule. Yes, this one is correct. Consider the following statement, each with the one or two blanks. The ascending loop of Henle is impermeable to Na plus electrolytes, okay, but allows transport of water. Basicity and density plays a significant role in producing a concentrated urine. Basicity and density play a significant role in producing a concentrated urine. 3 and 4 plays a significant role in producing concentrated urine. मुझे समझ में नहीं आया. Dash and dash. PCT and DCT play a significant role in producing a concentrated urine. Electrolyte water. ये होगा. A fall in glomerular blood flow. Glomerular blood pressure (GFR) can activate the GG cell to release renin. Which of the following is removed from the filtrate? Which of the following is removed from the filtrate at loop of Henle? Which of the following is removed from the filtrate of loop of Henle? Water. Column of botany in the kidney of mammals are formed as extension of column of botany. Cortex and medulla. Cortex and pelvis. Which one of the following statement is incorrect? Birds and land snail are uricotelic. Uricotelic. Incorrect. Okay. A mammal and frogs are ureotelic. Frog और mammal same चीज नहीं हो सकता. If Henle's loop were absent from mammalian nephron, which one of the following is to be expected? If Henle's loop, okay, there will be no urine formation. There will be hardly any change in the quality. And there will be no urine formation. The urine will be more dilute. Water. The urine will be more concentrated. Dilute होगा. Uric acid is an excretory product of cockroach, sparrow, terrestrial reptiles, man. 1, 2 and 3. Find out the incorrect statement with respect to cortical nephron. Incorrect statement with respect to cortical nephron. Most common nephron in human kidney. Incorrect. Cortical nephron. Bowman's capsule lies close to kidney surface. Vasa recta is reduced or absent. Control volume of plasma and stress under stress condition. Which of the following statement is correct with respect to kidney function regulation? Correct. Okay. When someone drinks a lot of water, ADH releases suppressed antidiuretic hormone. Exposure to cold temperature stimulates ADH, antidiuretic hormone. An increase in glomerular blood flow stimulates formation of angiotensin II. An increase in glomerular blood flow. Decrease होना चाहिए ना. During summer, when body loses a lot of water by evaporation, the release of ADH is suppressed. Antidiuretic hormone ADH control the amount of water in the urine. ADH determine the permeability of collecting duct to water. Do you know the permeability of the collecting duct to water? Water reabsorption in kidney is controlled by PCT, aldosterone, ADH. ADH and aldosterone दोनों ही करता है. Reabsorption in kidney is controlled by antidiuretic hormone. 4 wrong, 2 skip. Will you trying to NEET exam? क्या लिखना चाह रहा है? Yes, I'm appearing for NEET exam. तुम क्या लिखना चाहते हो मुझे समझ में नहीं आया. तुम लोगों के चक्कर में ना मेरा टेस्ट ही छूट गया, इसलिए मैं चैट सेक्शन ऑफ कर रही हूँ. ओके. Osmoregulation in the body are activated by change in blood volume, body fluid and ionic concentration. Body fluid volume and ionic concentration. Okay. Osmoreceptors. Osmoreceptors. Yes. Osmoreceptors. Osmoreceptors. ठीक है, एक ये हो गया। दूसरा वाला डायलाइजिंग यूनिट, हाँ नो यूरिया ही था, पागल। Dialyzing unit, artificial kidney contains fluid which is not the same as plasma except that it has यहाँ पर भी लिखा था आई, पीछे भी लिखा था, ये वाला तो मैंने पढ़ा ही नहीं। हेमोडायलिसिस dialyzing unit, artificial kidney contains a fluid which is almost the same as plasma except that it has no urea. Dialyzing fluid has no urea. Dialyzing, L-Y-S-I-N-G, dialyzing fluid, F-L-U-I-D. Dialyzing fluid has no artificial kidney, okay, contain a fluid which is almost same as plasma except that it has no urea. Dialyzing fluid has no urea. Dialyzing fluid has no urea, okay. मैंने ग्लूकोज लिख दिया, हाई ग्लूकोज लिख दिया भाई साहब, वो तो यूरिन में होना चाहिए मन किडनी। ब्लड एंटर्स ग्लोमेरुलर, यहाँ ये तो सही था, मैंने अच्छे से पढ़ा था ना। Nitrogenous waste, okay. In artificial kidney, dialysis fluid contain all constituents as in plasma except nitrogenous waste. Okay, urea nitrogenous waste. No nitrogenous waste. This is important. Okay. Hemodialysis. Question number 13. Column of botany in kidney of mammals are formed as extension of cortex and medulla. By ornithine cycle, Crabbe-Hensley cycle. Ornithine cycle or Crabbe-Hensley cycle, urea is produced in liver. By ornithine cycle, Crabbe-Hensley cycle, urea is produced in liver. NH2, CONH2, urea. Urea is storable. Small amount in kidney and blood. Medullary fluid. Kidney में कौन सा medullary fluid. To maintain osmolarity in medullary fluid, blood 20 to 40%, 100 ml per gram. Gouty arthritis. Inflammation of joints due to uric acid crystal deposition in joint. Gouty arthritis. Inflammation of joints due to uric acid crystal deposition. Uric acid crystal deposition. Okay, uric acid को crystal deposit हुन्छ कहाँनिर joints में. यसलाई के भन्छ gouty arthritis. Joints due to uric acid crystal deposition in joints. Okay. Organism roundworm, rennet cell H-shaped. Roundworm, excretory organ, rennet cell H-shaped. Hemichordata, proboscis gland. Echinodermata, excretory organ absent. Excretory organ is absent in echinodermata. Retroperitoneal position of kidney. What is the meaning of retroperitoneal position of kidney? Okay, this is peritoneum. This one is peritoneum. Pelvis, hilum, pelvis, hilum, peritoneum, inner wall, renal capsule, inner wall, outer wall, renal fascia, fibrous. Renal fascia is fibrous, even renal capsule is also fibrous. Okay, outer wall, renal fascia, inner wall, renal capsule. Renal fascia and renal capsule, both are fibrous. Then we have renal artery, renal vein, middle wall, adipose capsule, fibrous. Outer wall, renal fascia, fibrous. Inner wall, renal capsule, fibrous. Middle wall, adipose capsule, adipose tissue, loose connective tissue, renal artery, renal vein, peritoneum, pelvis, hilum, dorsal abdominal wall, dorsal inner wall को close मा हुँदो रहेछ. Okay, dorsal abdominal wall, dorsal inner wall मा के छ, kidney छ. Okay, abdominal cavity, kidney, peritoneum, this one is peritoneum, this is dorsal inner wall, abdominal cavity, this both are kidney, abdominal cavity. Okay, retroperitoneal position of kidney, peritoneal किन भनेको पेरिटोनियम मेम्ब्रेन को कारणले गर्दाखेरि पेरिटोनियम मेम्ब्रेन ले कभर गरेको हुन्छ. ओके, एब्डोमिनल क्याभिटी मा साइड साइडमा किडनी छ, एब्डोमिनल क्याभिटी बीचमा छ, पेरिटोनियमले के गरेको छ, कभर गरेको छ. इभन किडनीलाई पनि कभर गर्छ. रेट्रो पेरिटोनियल पोजिसन अफ किडनी के हो, डोर्सल साइड, डोर्सल इनर वलमा, रिनल आर्टरी, रिनल वेन, रिनल रेनिट सेल एच शेप को हुन्छ, एच शेप को हुन्छ. राउन्ड वर्ममा के हुन्छ, रेनिट सेल एच शेप. हेमिकर्डेटामा प्रोबोसिस ग्ल्यान्ड, एकिनोडर्मेटामा एब्सेन्ट एक्सक्रीटरी अर्गन्स. गाउटी आर्थराइटिस, डिपोजिसन अफ यूरिक एसिड क्रिस्टल इन बिट्विन द जोइन्ट्स. अर्निथिन साइकल लिभरमा, क्राब ह्यान्सलेट साइकल पनि भन्छ. बाउम्यान्स क्याप्सुल, BC, then PCT, proximal convoluted tubule, loop of Henle, peritubular capillary, vasa recta, loop of Henle. This is a descending loop of Henle, decrease on this, ascending loop of Henle, descending loop of Henle, ascending loop of Henle. Distal convoluted tubule, DCT. Then finally collecting duct. Collecting duct ma more than one nephron, जोडिएको हुन्छ. कलेक्टिङ डक्ट मिलेर के भनिन्छ, renal, okay, duct of Bellini, I think, duct of Bellini, right? Yes, duct of Bellini. Then renal papillae or papilla, renal papilla, duct of Bellini, renal papilla. Then minor calyx, major calyx, and renal pelvis, ureter, urinary bladder, urethra. Renal pelvis, major calyx, renal pelvis. Primarily concerned with ionic and fluid volume, osmoregulation. Protonephridia or flame cells. Flame cells platyhelminthes मा हुन्छ. Some annelids मा पनि हुँदछ. Platyhelminthes, some annelids, rotifers. Cephalochordata, amphioxus, protonephridia, amphioxus. Okay, nephridia, orthworm and other annelids. Some annelids मा हुन सक्छ. Obviously amphioxus मा हुन सक्छ. Then Rotifers. Okay, these are rotifers. Okay, rotifers sometimes called wheel animals or wheel animalcules. कैसा नाम है ये? Weak of phylum of microscopic and near microscopic pseudocoelomate animal. Near microscopic pseudocoelomate animals. Okay, rotifers. These are the rotifers. Yeah. Other than this, cephalochordata, amphioxus, platyhelminthes, flatworm, example planaria, then rotifers. Protonephridia, flame cells, primarily concerned with ionic and fluid volume osmoregulation. Protonephridia, flame cell. Some annelids, cephalochordata, amphioxus, platyhelminthes, flatworms, example planaria, rotifers. Orthworm, other annelids. Endothelium of blood capillary, basement membrane of both, visceral layer with podocyte, example Bowman's capsule, epithelium of Bowman's capsule, squamous epithelium, simple squamous epithelium, okay, simple squamous epithelium. सब लोग बोलो मेरे साथ, simple squamous epithelium करके. Osmoreceptors, ठीक है, osmoreceptors हो गया तो osmoreceptors एक बार सर्च कर लेते हैं ना. Osmoreceptors, sensory cells that detect change in blood osmolarity and regulate water balance. ADH. Osmoreceptors detect change in osmolarity of the extracellular fluid. They trigger changes in water intake and excretion by altering the secretion of ADH. God knows. Column of Botany in the kidney of mammal are formed as extension of column of Botany, collecting duct, cortex in medulla. Column of Botany. Column of Botany. Botany in the kidney. Of mammals are formed by the medulla. Which one of the following statement is incorrect? Bird and land snail are uricotelic animals. Okay. Mammals and frogs are ureotelic animals. Frogs with mammary, birds and reptiles are ureotelic. 15. The urine will be more dilute. If loop of Henle were absent from mammalian nephron, which one of the following is to be expected? The urine will be more dilute. When someone drinks a lot of water, ADH release is suppressed. Someone drinks a lot of water, ADH release is suppressed. When water reabsorption in kidney is controlled by ADH, okay, antidiuretic hormone, got it. If assertion and reason are true, and reason is the correct explanation of assertion, ADH controls the amount of water in the urine. ADH determines the permeability of the collecting duct to water. How many questions? 20 questions. कितना सारा गलत भाई साहब. सत्यानाश हो गया है, सत्यानाश. यही वाला तो पोर्शन कंप्लीट करना है. 60 मिनट में कर लेती ना. स्लॉट लिख देती हूँ मैं. थर्ड स्लॉट बोल सकते हैं ना इसको, इससे पहले का काउंट ना करे तो. लेकिन चैट से ऑफ है, छोड़ो, क्या है टाइम वेस्ट करना. यहाँ पर लिख लेती हूँ स्लॉट 4 है सभी. स्लॉट नहीं, स्लॉट 3. Excretory products and their elimination. Animals accumulate ammonia, urea, uric acid, ammonia, urea, and uric acid, carbon dioxide, water, and ions like Na+, K+, Cl-, phosphate, sulfate, etc., either by metabolic activities or by other means like excess ingestion. Uric acid, urea, ammonia, uric acid, urea, ammonia, carbon dioxide, water, and ions like Na+, K+, Cl-, phosphate and sulfate, etc., either by metabolic activities or by other means like excess ingestion. These substances have to be removed. These substances have to be removed totally or partially. In this chapter, you will learn the mechanism of elimination of these substances, with special emphasis on common nitrogenous waste. Ammonia, urea, and uric acid are the major form of nitrogenous waste. Ammonia, urea, and uric acid are the major form of nitrogenous waste excreted by animals. Ammonia is the most toxic form, and ammonia most toxic. Okay, most toxic is ammonia and requires large amount of water for its elimination. Uric acid being the least toxic. uric acid being the least toxic. Ammonia, urea, uric acid, most toxic. This is least toxic. Can be removed with a minimum loss of water. Okay. The process of excreting ammonia is called ammonotelism. Process of excreting ammonia. Excreting ammonia is called process of excreting ammonia is ammonotelism. Ammonotelism. Many bony fish, aquatic amphibians, and aquatic insects are ammonotelic in nature. Ammonia, as it is radially soluble, it's generally excreted by diffusion. Ammonia is excreted by diffusion, as it is soluble in water, radially, easily soluble in water. Okay. Aquatic amphibians, aquatic insect, bony fishes. Bony fishes, aquatic amphibians, aquatic insect are ammonotelic in nature. Ammonia, as it is radially soluble, is generally excreted by diffusion across body surface or through gill surface or through either to diffusion across body surface or through gill surface in fish. As ammonium ion, kidney do not play any significant role in its removal. Kidney do not have any role. Kidney do not play any significant role in removing ammonia. Terrestrial adaptation necessitated the production of lesser toxic nitrogenous waste like urea and uric acid for conservation of water. Mammals, many terrestrial amphibians and marine fishes mainly excrete urea. Terrestrial amphibians and marine fishes. Terrestrial amphibians, and marine fishes mainly excrete urea. Mainly excrete urea. Kinda tired. Urea and are called ureotelic animals. Ureo. They excrete urea. Urea. Terrestrial adaptation necessitated the production of lesser toxic nitrogenous waste like urea and uric acid for the conservation of water. Urea and uric acid for conservation of water. Mammals, many terrestrial amphibians and marine fishes. Terrestrial amphibians and marine fishes mainly excrete urea and are called ureotelic. Ammonotelic. Ureotelic. Uric acid. Uricotelic. Ureotelic. We are ureotelic. Okay. Animals. Ammonia produced by metabolism is converted into urea in the liver of these animals and urea is released into the blood, which is filtered and excreted out by kidney. Some amount of urea may be retained in the kidney matrix of some of these animals to maintain desired osmolarity. Reptiles, birds, land snail, and excrete nitrogenous waste as uric acid in the form of pellet or paste. Uric acid, okay? Uric acid in the form of pale or paste with a minimum loss of water and are called uricotelic animals. Uricotelic. Uric acid, uricotelic. Uric acid जो से बोलते हैं तो uric acid, okay. Uricotelic or uric acid, uricotelic. A survey of animal kingdom present in a survey of animal kingdom presents a variety of excretory structure. In most of the invertebrates, these structures are simple tubular forms, whereas vertebrates have complex tubular organ called kidney. Some of these structures are mentioned here. Protonephridia or flame cells are the excretory structure in Platyhelminthes, example flatworm example planaria, rotifers and some annelids, and the cephalochordate amphioxus. Protonephridia, Platyhelminthes, amphioxus, cephalochordate, amphioxus. Protonephridia are primarily concerned with concerned with protonephridia is primarily concerned with ionic and fluid volume regulation. Ionic and fluid volume regulation, that is osmoregulation. Nephridia are the tubular excretory structure of earthworm and other annelids. Nephridia, tubular excretory structure. Excuse me. Nephridia also helps to remove nitrogenous waste and maintain a fluid and ionic balance. Nephridia helps to remove nitrogenous waste. Nephridia helps to remove nitrogenous waste, maintain fluid ionic balance. Nephridia helps to remove nitrogenous waste and maintain a fluid and ionic balance. Nephridia helps to remove nitrogenous waste and maintain a fluid and ionic balance. Nephridia helps to remove nitrogenous waste and maintain a fluid and ionic balance. Astaghfirullah, it's okay. Nephridia helps to remove nitrogenous waste and maintain a fluid and ionic balance. Malpighian tubules are the excretory structures of most of the insect, including cockroaches. Malpighian tubules helps in the removal of nitrogenous waste and osmoregulation. Antennal gland or green glands perform the excretory function in crustaceans like prawns. Green gland wonders. Antennal gland or green gland perform excretory function in crustaceans like prawns. Malpighian tubules are the excretory structures of most of the insect, including cockroaches. Antennal gland or green gland, prawn, crustaceans along with other crustaceans. Okay. Cephalochordate amphioxus, Platyhelminthes, planaria. Some of these structures are mentioned here. Protonephridia or flame cells are the excretory. Protonephridia or flame cells are the excretory structure in Platyhelminthes, planaria, rotifers, some annelids, and cephalochordate amphioxus, lancelet. amphioxus को बाकी क्या दूसरा नाम भी तो था इसका. amphioxus cephalochordate. ब्रैंकियोस्टोमा, लैंसलेट तो सही बोला. हाँ, ब्रैंकियोस्टोमा, amphioxus lancelet, ब्रैंकियोस्टोमा, lancelet, okay. Branchiostoma, amphioxus lancelet, branchiostoma. We human mammals are ureotelic. We are ureotelic. Birds are uricotelic because they secretes uric acid. Okay. Ammonotelic. Bony fish, aquatic amphibians, aquatic insect, etc. Whereas bony fish, marine fish, Marine phase, mammals and terrestrial amphibians. We are ureotelic because we secrete urea. Kidney helps in it. Small amount of urea is retained in the kidney for maintaining osmolarity. Then we have uric acid, ureotelic, not uricotelic, uric acid, uric acid, uri, uric, uricotelic. They are uricotelic, okay? Uricotelic, that means reptiles, birds, land snail, uricotelic animals. Yeah, land snail, birds, reptiles, and insect excrete uric acid in the form of paste or pallid. Human excretory system. In humans, the excretory system consists of pair of kidney, one pair of ureter, a urinary bladder, and a urethra. Figure 16.1. Human urinary system. There are a pair of kidney, urinary bladder, and urethra. Inferior vena cava. This is cortex. That one is medulla. Cortex medulla pelvis. Okay. Adrenal gland. Aldosterone releases aldosterone. Renal artery and renal vein. There is renal vein and renal artery. This one is inferior vena cava. Ureter. Dorsal aorta. Renal vein, renal arteries, adrenal gland. Okay, got it. Kidneys are reddish brown, bean shaped. They are reddish brown and bean shaped. Structure situated between the levels of last thoracic and third lumbar vertebra, close to dorsal inner wall of abdominal cavity. Retroperitoneal position of kidney. कहीं पर लिख देते हैं ना इसको. Retro, retroperitoneal, retroperitoneal position of kidney, kidney, retroperitoneal position of kidney. इसको ना dorsal inner wall of abdominal cavity बोला है ना. Last thoracic, level of last thoracic and third lumbar. Structure situated between the last lumbar and the third lumbar. Last thoracic and third lumbar vertebra, close to the dorsal inner wall of abdominal cavity. Each kidney of an adult human measures 10 to 12 centimeter in length, 5 to 7 centimeter in width, and 2 to 3 centimeter thickness, with an average weight of 120 to 170 gram. Okay. Length 10 to 12 centimeter, width 2 to 3 centimeter, and breadth 5 to 7 centimeter. 5 to 7 centimeter in width, 2 to 3 centimeter in thickness. Okay, average 120 to 170 grams. Average weight 120 to 170 grams. Towards the center of the inner concave surface of kidney is a notch called hilum. Towards the center of the concave surface of kidney. Towards the center of the concave surface of the kidney is a notch called hilum, through which ureter, blood vessels, and nerves enter. Through which ureter, blood vessel, and nerves enters. Through which blood vessels, nerves, and ureter enters. Towards the center of the inner concave surface of the kidney is a notch called hilum, through which ureter, blood vessels, and nerve enters. Towards the center of the inner concave surface of the kidney is towards the center of the inner concave surface of kidney is a notch called hilum, through which ureter, blood vessels, and nerve enters. Inner to the hilum is a broad funnel-shaped space called the renal pelvis with projection called dialysis. Inner to the hilum is a broad funnel-shaped space called the renal pelvis. Okay, inner to the hilum is a broad funnel-shaped. Inner to hilum, broad funnel-shaped space called renal pelvis with projection called calyces. The outer layer of kidney is tough caps. Outer layer of kidney is tough. The outer layer of kidney is tough capsule. Inside the kidney there are two zones, an outer cortex and inner medulla. Outer cortex and inner medulla. Cortex and inner medulla. The medulla is divided into few conical masses, medullary pyramids, extends in between the medullary pyramid as a renal column called column of Botany. अच्छा यहाँ पर था ये. Medulla is divided into few conical masses, medullary pyramids, projecting into the calyces. The cortex extends in between medullary pyramids. The cortex extends. Okay, the cortex extends in between medullary pyramids. Extends in between medullary pyramids as a renal column called as renal column. Botany. Column of Botany. The cortex सोने का दिल ना हो, सोने का दिल हो तो भी सोना पड़ेगा. Collecting duct, okay, duct of Bellini, renal papillae, minor calyx, major calyx, renal pelvis, renal column of Botany. Excuse me. Medullary pyramids as a renal column or column of Botany. Figure 16.2. Longitudinal section diagrammatic longitudinal section of kidney. Renal column of Botany, cortex, renal capsule. This one is cortex, this one is a renal capsule which is tough. Okay, medullary pyramid, calyx, major calyx and minor calyx. First minor calyx, then major calyx. Okay, renal artery, renal vein, renal pelvis. This one is ureter. I'll come again. Just wait, okay? Excuse me. Over the time. Each kidney has nearly 1 million complex tubular structure called nephron. Each kidney 1 million nephron. Each kidney 1 million nephrons, which are the functional unit. They are functional unit. Each kidney 1 million nephron functional unit. Each nephron has two parts, the glomerulus and renal. Okay, nephron, two parts. Glomerulus, renal tubule. Glomerulus is a tuft of capillaries formed by the afferent arterioles. Okay, formed by afferent arterioles. Okay, glomerulus, afferent arterioles. A fine branch of renal artery. Blood from the glomerulus is carried away by an efferent. Carried away by efferent arteriole. Okay, fine branch of renal artery. Blood from the glomerulus is carried away by an efferent arteriole. The renal tubule begins with a double-walled. Double-walled? The renal tubule begins with a double-walled cup-like structure called Bowman's capsule. Double-walled structure, Bowman's capsule. Renal tubule, okay. Double-walled cup-like structure called Bowman's capsule, which encloses the glomerulus. Glomerulus along with Bowman's capsule is called Malpighian body or renal corpuscle. Okay. The tubule continue further to form a highly coiled PCT network. PCT, proximal convoluted tubule. The tubule continues further to form highly coiled network, proximal convoluted tubule, afferent arterial, efferent arterial. Glomerulus, Bowman's capsule, PCT, proximal convoluted tubule, loop of Henle, ascending loop of Henle, descending loop of Henle, and then ascending loop of Henle. Henle's loop, okay? Descending limb of loop of Henle, ascending limb of loop of Henle. Vasa recta. Okay, vasa recta is only present in medullary region, right? Distal convoluted tubule, then finally collecting duct. A diagrammatic representation of nephron. This is nephron showing blood vessels, duct and tubules. Duct, collecting duct. Okay, this one is duct, this one is tubules along with this one. These all are tubules. This one is Bowman's capsule. Glomerulus, blood vessels, ducts and tubules. Okay, ये blood vessels one, glomerulus. बाकी ट्यूब्यूल्स और कलेक्टिंग डक्ट तो डक्ट ही हो गया. ये वाला ना याद तो करना पड़ेगा, बाकी कोई ऑप्शन नहीं है शायद. ओके, फिर से एक बार पढ़ो. In human, the excretory system consists of a pair of kidney, one pair of ureter or urinary bladder, and a urethra. Kidney are reddish brown. They are reddish brown. Okay, reddish brown. They are bean-shaped structure situated between the last level of thoracic and third lumbar. Situated between last thoracic and third lumbar. Situated between last thoracic and third lumbar vertebra. Close to the dorsal inner wall of abdominal cavity. That is retroperitoneal position of kidney. Each kidney of an adult human measures 10 to 20 centimeter in length, breadth 5 to 7 centimeter, and thickness 2 to 3 centimeter. Weigh 120 to 170 gram. Correct. Average weight 120 to 170 gram. 120 to 170 gram. Towards the center of the inner concave surface. Towards the center of the inner concave surface of kidney. Towards the center of the inner concave surface of the kidney lies hilum. Is a notch called hilum. Okay, is a notch called hilum. through which ureter, blood vessels and nerves enters. Ureter, blood vessels and nerves enter. Ureter, blood vessels and nerves enter. First ureter, then blood vessels and the nerves enter. Okay. Inner to the hilum, renal pelvis. Inner to the hilum is a broad funnel shaped. Funnel shaped. Inner to hilum, broad funnel shaped space called renal pelvis. Projection called calyces. Major calyx, minor calyx. First minor, then major. Okay. Calyces. The outer layer of kidney is tough capsule. Inside the kidney, there are two regions. Okay, two zones. Inside the kidney, there are two zones. One is outer cortex and inner medulla. Outer cortex and inner medulla. The medulla is divided into a few conical masses, medullary pyramid, projecting into the calyces, singular calyx. The cortex extends between the medullary pyramids. Column of Botany, also called renal tubules. Renal column, also called column of Botany. Renal column, also called as renal column. Renal column. Renal column called column of Botany. Each kidney has nearly 1 million complex tubular structure called nephron. Each kidney has nearly 1 million. Each kidney has nearly 1 million nephron. Functional unit. Okay. Each nephron has two parts, the glomerulus and the renal tubule. Each nephron has two parts. Nephron को दुईटा part हुन्छ. एउटा त के हो glomerulus हो, अर्को के हो glomerulus and renal tubule. Renal tubule मा के हुन्छ भने त Bowman's capsule, PCT, loop of Henle, both ascending and descending, and distal convoluted tubule. CD. Collecting duct is not part of renal tubule. Along with glomerulus. Glomerulus is stuffed of capillaries. Okay. Afferent arterial. Efferent arterial blood लाई दूर लैजान्छ. Carries blood away from glomerulus. Along with Bowman's capsule and glomerulus, के हुन्छ भने त Bowman capsule plus glomerulus is equals to renal corpuscle or Malpighian body. Renal tubule with the double-walled cup-like structure called Bowman's capsule. Okay, Bowman capsule मा नि बाहिरपट्टिको चाहिँ के हुन्छ squamous epithelium हुन्छ, भित्रपट्टिको चाहिँ podocyte cells हुन्छ ल, which encloses the glomerulus. Kilai enclose गर्छ Bowman's capsule glomerulus लाई. Okay, along with Bowman's capsule is called the Malpighian body or renal corpuscle. The tubules continues further to form a highly coiled network, proximal convoluted tubule. के भन्छ proximal convoluted tubule भन्छ. के भन्छ proximal convoluted tubules. PCT. A hairpin-shaped Henle's loop is the next part of the tubule, which has a descending and ascending limb. Hairpin-shaped Henle's loop is next part of the tubule, which has a descending and ascending limb. The ascending limb continues as another highly coiled tubular region called distal. The ascending limb continues as another highly coiled tubular region called the DCT, distal convoluted tubule. DCTs of many nephron opens into a straight tube called collecting duct. Straight, okay, tube. Many of which converge and open into Botany, column of Botany, renal pelvis through medullary pyramids in the cycle. Okay, many of which converge and one opens into the renal pelvis. Opens into the renal pelvis. Renal pelvis भन्दाखेरि अगाडि के भन्छ column duct of Bellini then renal pelvis. Renal pelvis त अब बादमा हो. Duct of Bellini renal papilla हो. त्यहाँदेखि renal papilla, duct of Bellini then renal papilla, finally renal pelvis मा. Okay, अबै अहिले म हैन minor calyx र major calyx सकेर पो. Okay, opens into renal pelvis through medullary pyramids, minor, major, calyx, and finally renal pelvis. Minor calyx माउनु भन्दाखेरि अगाडि के थियो भने त renal a column of Bertini and duct of Bellini, then renal corpuscle, right? Renal corpuscle ना renal papilla. भूल जाती हूँ renal papilla renal papilla से ऊपर duct of Bellini duct of Bellini B-I-L-L-I-N-A duct of Bellini, renal papilla, minor calyx, major calyx, and then finally renal pelvis. Okay, urine. Collecting duct, many of which converge and open into renal pelvis through medullary pyramids. The distal convoluted tubule. The distal convoluted tubule, the city of many nephron, opens into the straight tube collecting duct, many of which converge and opens into the renal pelvis through medullary pyramids in the calyces. Okay. Many of which converge and opens into the renal pelvis through medullary pyramids in the calyces. The Malpighian corpuscle, PCT. Malpighian corpuscle, that is Bowman capsules plus glomerulus. PCT and density of the nephron are situated in the cortical region. They are situated in the cortical region of the kidney, whereas loop of Henle dips into medulla along with collecting duct. Okay, in majority of nephron, loop of Henle is too short and extend only very little into the medulla. Such nephrons are called cortical nephron. In some 85% in some of the nephrons, the loop of Henle is very long and runs deep into the medulla. These nephrons are called juxtamedullary nephrons. 15%. The efferent arterial emerging from the glomerulus forms a fine efferent arterial forms fine capillary network around the renal tubule. Forms capillary network around renal tubule capillary network called the peritubular capillaries. A minute vessel of this network runs parallel to Henle's loop, forming a U-shaped vasa recta. Vasa recta, this one is important, okay? Absent or highly reduced in cortical nephron. Highly reduced huncha ya ta absent huncha. Highly reduced or absent in cortical nephron. I'm kind of sleepy. Urine formation. Urine formation involves three main processes. Tinta main process, okay? Filtration, absorption, and secretion. Glomerular filtration, reabsorption, and secretion. Glomerular filtration, reabsorption, and secretion. That takes place in different parts of nephron. Glomerular filtration, glomerular filtration, reabsorption and secretion. Glomerular filtration, reabsorption and secretion. Glomerular filtration, reabsorption and secretion. Urine formation involves three main processes, namely glomerular filtration, reabsorption, and secretion that takes place in different parts of the nephron. The first step in urine formation is filtration. of blood, which is carried out by glomerulus and is called glomerular filtration. On an average, 1100 to 1200 ml blood is filtered by kidney per minute. Blood filtered by kidney per minute. Okay, 1100 to 1200 ml of blood is filtered by kidney per minute, which constitute roughly 1/5. कति मार्च आज 15th March. On an average, 1100 to 1200 ml of blood is filtered by kidney per minute, which constitute roughly 1/5 of blood pumped. Don't think. Per minute, which constitute roughly 1/5. एक भाग पांच भाग में एक भाग of blood pumped out. किनकि 5000 हुन्छ नि त एक मिनटमा हैन blood, which is roughly 1/5 of the blood pumped out by each ventricle of the heart in a minute. Each ventricle of heart in a minute. The first step in urine formation is filtration of blood. First step here, filtration of blood. First step, filtration of blood, which is carried out by glomerulus, is called glomerular filtration. On an average, 1100 to 1200 ml of blood is filtered by kidney per minute, which constitute roughly 1/5 of blood pumped out by each ventricle of the heart in a minute. The glomerular capillary blood pressure cause filtration of blood. Glomerular capillary blood pressure. Glomerular capillary blood pressure cause filtration of blood through three layers: endothelium of blood vessels, glomerular blood vessels, and the basement membrane. Endothelium of glomerular blood vessels, epithelium of Bowman's capsule, and basement membrane between this. Bowman's capsule, epithelium of Bowman's capsule, endothelium of glomerular blood vessels, and basement membrane between these two layers. The epithelial cells of Bowman's capsules are called podocytes, are arranged in intricate manner. Epithelial cell of Bowman's capsule called podocyte arranged in an intricate manner so as to leave some minute spaces called filtration slit or slit pore. Podocyte cell, filtration slit or slit pore. Blood is filtered so finely through this membrane that almost all the constituent of plasma except the protein passes onto the lumen of Bowman's capsule. Therefore, it is considered as ultrafiltration. Almost all the constituent of the plasma membrane except protein pass onto the lumen of Bowman's capsule. Therefore, it is considered as a process of ultrafiltration. Nice. The endothelium of glomerular blood vessels. Endothelium, basement membrane, epithelium of Bowman's capsule. 1/5 of blood pumped out by each ventricle of heart. 1100 to 1200 ml of blood is filtered by the kidney per minute. The amount of filtrate formed by kidney per minute is called glomerular filtration rate, GFR. GFR in a healthy individual is approximately 125 ml per minute, that is 180 liters per day. The amount of filtrate found by kidney per minute is called glomerular filtration rate, GFR. GFR in a healthy individual is approximately 125 ml per minute, that is 180 liters per day. Filtrate found by kidney per minute. Amount of filtrate found by kidney per minute is called GFR. Filtrate found by kidney per minute, okay? GFR is in a healthy individual is approximately 125 ml per minute. 125 ml per minute, 180 liters per day. per day 180 liter, per minute 125. The kidney have a built-in mechanism for regulation of glomerular filtration rate. One such efficient mechanism is carried out by juxtaglomerular apparatus. Juxtaglomerular apparatus मा के हुन्छ भन त? Macula cell plus macula cell of density plus juxtaglomerular cell. JGA is a spatial sensitive region formed by cellular modification. JGA is spatial sensitive region formed by cellular modification in the distal convoluted tubule and the afferent arteriole at the location of their constant. Distal convoluted tubule and the afferent arteriole at the location of their contact. A fall in GFR can activate glomerular filtration rate activate JG cells to release renin. Renin can stimulate glomerular blood flow and thereby GFR back to normal. I want to sleep. Kinda sleepy. The first step in urine formation is filtration of blood. Glomerular filtration. On an average, 1100 to 1200 ml of blood is filtered by kidney per minute. On an average, 1100 to 1200 ml of blood is filtered by kidney per minute, which constitute roughly 1/5 of the blood pumped out by each ventricle of the heart in a minute. On an average, 1100 to 1200 ml of blood is filtered by the kidney per minute, which constitute roughly 1/5 of the blood pumped out by astaghfirullah per minute. On an average, 1100 to 1200 ml of blood is filtered by the kidney per minute. एक मिनटमा किडनीले कति ब्लड फिल्टर गर्छ भन्दा एक मिनटमा किडनीले 1100 ml to 1200 ml blood filter गर्छ. 1100 ml to 1200 ml of blood is filtered by kidney per minute, which constitute roughly 1/5 of blood pumped out by each ventricle, which constitute एक भाग पाँच भागमा एक भाग of the blood pumped out by each ventricle of the heart in a minute. एक मिनटमा 5000 blood 5000 ml blood की 5000 ml blood is pumped out by each ventricle on the glomerular capillary blood pressure cause filtration of blood through 3 layers: endothelium of glomerular blood vessels, the epithelium of Bowman's capsule, endothelium of glomerular blood vessels, epithelium of Bowman's capsule, and basement membrane between the two layers. The epithelial cells of Bowman's capsule, called podocytes, are arranged in an intricate manner so as to leave some minute spaces called filtration slit or slit pores. Filtration slit or slit pores. Blood is filtered so finely through this membranes that almost all the constituents of the plasma except the protein pass on to the lumen of Bowman's capsule. How am I supposed to know that? Bro, how am I supposed to know that? Silly goose. Blood is filtered so finely through this membrane that almost all the constituent of the plasma except the all the constituent of the blood or plasma that almost all the constituent of the plasma except the protein pass on to the lumen of Bowman's capsule. Pass on to the lumen of the Bowman's capsule. Protein में छोटे सब कुछ pass on जब blood is filtered so finely through this membrane that almost all the constituent of the plasma except the protein pass on to the lumen of Bowman's capsule. Blood is filtered so finely through this membrane that almost all the constituent of the plasma almost all the constituent of this plasma almost all the constituent of this plasma except the protein pass on to the lumen of Bowman's capsule. Therefore, it is considered as process of ultrafiltration. Like it's ultrafiltration of the lab. The amount of filtrate formed by the kidney per minute is called glomerular filtration rate. Amount of filtrate formed by kidney. Filtrate formed by kidney per minute. Glomerular filtration rate GFR 125 ml per minute. GFR in a healthy individual is approximately GFR glomerular filtration rate GFR in a healthy individual is approximately 125 ml per minute. 125 ml per minute, that is 180 liter per day. GFR in a healthy individual is approximately 125 ml per minute, that is 180. The kidney have built-in mechanism for the regulation of glomerular filtration rate. GFR in a healthy individual is approximately 125 ml per minute, 180 liter per day. The kidney have built-in mechanism for the regulation of glomerular filtration rate. The kidney have built-in mechanism for the regulation of glomerular filtration rate. The kidney have built-in mechanism for the The kidneys have built-in mechanism for the regulation of glomerular filtration rate. One such efficient mechanism is carried out by juxtaglomerular apparatus (GG). The kidney have built-in mechanism for the Regulation of glomerular filtration rate. One such efficient mechanism, the kidney have built-in mechanism for the regulation of glomerular filtration rate. One such efficient mechanism is carried out by juxtaglomerular apparatus (GGA). That is a spatial sensitive reason formed by cellular modification of the distal convoluted and the efferent arteriole at the location of the contact. A fall in GFR can activate the GG cells to renin, which can stimulate the glomerular blood flow and thereby the GFR back to normal. Alex Siddiqui. Bhai, Siddiqui bhai. Okay. Una, Sally. Hey, you. Harry Stolzen. 9, 11 and 14. Wow, nice. Nice. She could earn by investing in AI. I want to invest in AI. Nice. Noise. What is that? No. Who knows? God knows. Some 4 of them left. Should be. पढ़ना पड़ेगा, नोट पढ़ना पड़ेगा, स्लॉट 1 करके ही पढ़ लो। फिर भी समझ में नहीं आया तो पता नहीं आएगा। A comparison of the volume of filtrate formed per day, 180 liter, with that of urine, 1.5 urine released 1.5 liter, such as that nearly 99% of the filtrate reabsorbed by renal tubules. Reabsorption, okay. Glomerular filtration, ultrafiltration, reabsorption. The tubular epithelial cell in different segment. The tubular epithelial in different segment. The tubular epithelial cell in different segment of nephron perform this either by active or the tubular epithelial cell in different segment of nephron perform this either by active or passive mechanism. The tubular epithelial secretion in different. The tubular epithelial cells in different segment of nephron perform this either by active or passive mechanism. The tubular epithelial cell in different segment of nephron. The tubular epithelial cell the tubular epithelial cell of indifferent the tubular epithelial cell in different segment of nephron performs tubular epithelial cell in segment epithelial cell in different segment of nephron perform this either by active or passive mechanism. For example, substances like glucose, amino acid, Na plus, etc. in the filtrate are reabsorbed actively, whereas nitrogenous waste are absorbed by passive transport. Reabsorption of water is also occur passively in the initial segment of nephron. Okay. 16.5 na water. Initial segment of nephron. During urine formation, the tubular cells secrete substances like H plus, K plus, H plus, K plus, H plus, K plus, secretion, H plus, K plus. Substances like H plus, K plus, and ammonia into the filtrate. Into the filtrate. Tubular secretion is also important step in urine formation. Tubular secretion is also important step in urine formation as it helps in maintenance of ionic and base balance of the body. As it helps in the maintenance of ionic and as it also tubular secretion is also important step in urine formation as it helps in maintenance of ionic and acid base balance. Ionic osmoregulation, ionic balance and pH balance, acid base balance of the body fluid secretion, reabsorption secretion, glomerular filtration, glomerular filtration. I think I can whistle from my nose. Can you hear it? My nose is making that sound. I can whistle. Did you heard anyone? You guys didn't? Oh, Leo. Leo da Vinci. Take it gracefully. It would enhance your communication skill.
Yeah.
I was never in C section in my school. Majorly in D section. Yeah, bro. Refers to COMMEND. Don't use your brain. Bye. Specially by Miban, by Alex, by Shubham, by दूसरा वाला शुभम. ब्रो नेपाली है ना तो हिंदी और इंग्लिश दोनों स्ट्रॉन्ग कर ले, काम आएगा. Okay. Bye Nidhi. Oh, you were also there. See Alex. See Alex. Now we are not going. Now we are not going anywhere. I think he left. So I have to go now. Are you there, Alex? Go again. Look, I knew it. मुझे गॉड फीलिंग बता रहा था कि he was there. क्लोवर लीफ है ये वाला।